So next we're going to talk about how to graph the inverse function. So to graph the inverse of a one-to-one function, we talked about that the x's and the y's are switched. So we're going to switch the x and y values. So if we're given this graph here, to graph the inverse function, we have to gather some points from the function graphed. So I'm going to go and look for points that look like they intersect just nicely so I can read them pretty easily. So I'm going to go with these. Three points here. And then I'm going to go ahead and list those points. So the points on the original function, we have a point right here. That is 2, 0. We have another point right here at 3, 1. And we have another point right here at 6, 2. So if we want to graph the inverse function, we're going to go ahead and switch those numbers. So instead of 2, 0, we'll have a point at 0, 2, and 1, 3, and 2, 6. So go ahead and graph those points now. Okay, so now that we have the graphs, the points plotted here, the shape is going to look the same. And if we look here, it stops here at 2, 0. So same thing here. So it's going to go like this. So now we have graphed the inverse function. Okay, now what we need to notice here is if we were to graph the line y equals x. So remember from Math 092 or from our review of graphing, if we want to graph a linear equation, the number in front of x is the slope. So since the slope is 1, we're going to go up 1 and to the right 1. So we're going to start at 0. And if we go up 1 over 1 and graph the line y equals x, what you'll notice is that the inverse and the original function, they are symmetrical about this line right here. So like for example, this is the same distance as this is from it. So if we were to fold the graph along this pink line right here, they're symmetrical. So the graphs are symmetric about the line equals y equals x. So let's try another one and see if that works. So we need to pick some points from the original function. So I'm going to go ahead and pick some of these. So we have the point 4, 4, 2, 3, 0, 2, negative 2, 1, negative 4, 0, and so on. So that means that the inverse function, we're going to go ahead and switch the values. So that one stays the same. 3, 2, 2, 0, 1, negative 2, and 0, negative 4. And then we're going to go ahead and graph those points there. So first one is 4, 4. Which is right there. And then 3, 2, 2, 0, 1, negative 2, and 0, negative 4. So, again, if we were to graph the line y equals x, so we go up 1 and to the right 1, so we rise 1 and we run 1 from the origin here. If we go up 1 over 1, and we graph this line here, the line y equals x, you will see that if we were to fold the graph on this line, they are symmetrical. So, this is showing that a function and its inverse are symmetrical about the line y equals x.